What a pleasant day to you, Professor Bisa. So let me first introduce myself. I am Carissa Maybe Enriquez and I am from the Group B. And I am here to officially start our presentation for our final project, which is entitled Automated Dual Pump Water Circulation and Sequential Level Control System using bottom connected pipe pathways and dual pumps. So first, let me introduce our table of contents or our agenda for this presentation. First, we have our course laboratory assessment. Second is the objective. Third is the system overview or our introduction. Fourth is components used. Fifth is power control and control circuit diagram. Sixth is system operational requirements. Seventh is step-by-step operation. Eighth is our safety precautions. Ninth is the troubleshooting. And lastly, our conclusion. So first, let me walk through the course laboratory assessment. So this laboratory assessment is designed to evaluate students' practical understanding and application of motor control and sequential control principles that is related to the industrial electrical concepts. The activity focuses on technical skills, automation logic, wiring accuracy, troubleshooting, safety practices, documentation, and live demonstration of our performance. The next one is the objectives or the general objectives. It is to design, construct, and demonstrate a fully operational automatic two-tank water levels control system using industrial motor control components that is automatically pumps water from the lower tank or the tank B to the upper tank, which is the tank A, then controls gravity-fed discharge back to the lower tank through a solenoid valve with a timer-controlled sequencing, level detection, status indication, safety interlocks, and continuous automatic operation until it is manually stopped.
Hey everyone, I am Crystal Lani Castillo and now I will introduce the system overview. The system works through an automatic water transfer cycle between two labeled tanks that are connected by pipes at the bottom. The transfer of water is controlled by the two submersible pumps, which manage the direction of the water flow between the tanks. Pump A transfers from tank A to tank B through the connected piping system. Since both tanks are placed at the same elevation, either tank can serve as the source of tank or receiving tank during operation. The system continuously alternates the water transfer process between the two tanks to maintain the automatic operation.
Good day, my name is Jellar CBS. Today I'm going to discuss the components beneath. So first, solenoid valve. Siya po yung para siya pong poset, yung gripo na umipigil sa tubig para po dumalo sa kabilang tank. At ito na pong transparent na tank A and tank B. Siya naman po yung naging dalagan po ng tubig at saka ng flow switch. Saka po pump. Saka ito lang pong flow switch. Siya na po yung nag-trigger po sa minimum at maximum level ng tubig. Next naman po ay push buttons. Siya naman po yung para po mag-start ang electrical diagram natin components. Tapos contactor po, dalawang contactor. Ito naman po yung nagko-control sa mga matataas na amperahe. Saka naging start-stop din po ng mga ilaw. Saka ito naman mga indicator lights. Ito naman po yung malalaman natin kung nagana ba isang pump or patay ang check. Pump. Saka ito lang pong overload relay, siya lang po yung naging protector para po sa mga sandagawang pump A1, A2. Pump A, pump B. Next po tayo. Next po tayo po. PVC pumps. Ito lang po yung gamit namin para po sa ilalim. Dalawin po ng tubig tapos nagpo-connectan po ng solenoid valve. Tato connectors para po siya pag po hinilit nakaligo po ang tubo, ito po ang nilalang po. Epoxy naman po ay para po sa mga leak na sa mga butas po. Ito po wood base para po sa pagpapatungan ng galon. Tapos pantay ko lang ito. Tapos hindi siya po yung pinaka-base natin ng lalagyan ng lahat ng components like yung electrical po ng board, electrical board at mga gamits. Names, tapos screw.
My name is Jella CTS. Today, I'm going to discuss to you the power control circuit. First, there's the power circuit. From line 1 to circuit meter 1 to contactor 1 to overload relay. Overload relay to pump A or A1A. And then nasisisiras lang po siya sa kabilang pump, which is yung niya po, yung isa niyang line, papunta sa line 2, from second relay to contactor to overload relay to papuntang pump B. And then yung solenoid twist connected siya dito sa T1, T2 na overload relay.
Hi, I'm Loyalty Guillermo, and this is the control circuit diagram. The circuit starts with a normally closed stop push button and a normally open start push button connected in series. When the start push button is pressed, the two-timer relay becomes energized and its auxiliary contact closes to create a holding circuit, allowing the system to remain energized even after the start push button is released. This activates the control system for automatic water pumping operation. The circuit uses a float switch inside the water tank to monitor the water level. When the water level drops below the minimum level, the float switch changes position and closes the control circuit, allowing the 1TR to energize after the preset delay time. The contact of 1TR closes, energize the TPR timer, which then activates the first magnetic contactor connected to the water pump motor. As the pumps start operating, water is delivered into the tank. At the same time, the green indicator lamp connected in parallel in the motor 1 contactor lights up to indicate the pump is running. As the water level rises and reaches the desired maximum level, the float switch opens the circuit, passing the timer relay and the motor contactor loop energizes. This automatically stops the pump to prevent the tank overflow. The green indicator lamp may indicate the filling or standby condition depending on the operation stage of the timer relay. The overload is connected in series with the motor circuit to protect the pump motor from overheating or excessive current during operation. Finally, the red lamp indicator when the system is stopped, de-energized, or under fault condition.
Hey everyone, I'm Victor Perdice de Castro, and today I will discuss the system operational requirements. Start sequence. Pressing the start button energizes the control system. On delay timer begins operation. After preset delay, submersible pump activates. Charging indicator light turns on. Water is pumped from tank A to tank B. Charging cycle. Tank A fills until high level switch is activated. When tank A is full, pump stops. Charging light turns off. Off delay, timer begins. After preset delay, solenoid valve opens. Discharging indicator light turns on. Next is discharging cycle. Water flows from tank A to tank B through gravity. When tank A reaches low level, solenoid valve closes. Discharging light turns off. System resets for the next charging cycle. Fully stop condition. The fully stop indicator light turns on when stop button is pressed. Power is off. Safety interlock is activated. System is idle. Continuous automatic operation. Charging and discharging cycles repeat automatically. System continues operation until manually interrupted.
Again, I am Teresa Maybe Enriquez, and I am here to discuss our step-by-step operation. So first, we have the preparation. We have two measurements and marking of locations on each tank, including one opening for each pump post or the PVC connection, and an additional opening for the submersible pump for the passage of the water. So the other one is cutting the designated holes, that is for the locations of each tank, and then preparation and fabrication of wooden base structure. And next is the assembly. So assembling the pre-cut wooden components for the base, which was prepared. And the other one is the installing of pipe connectors or fittings into each designated tank opening for the pathways of the water. We use connectors and fittings for the PVC to make a pathway for the what. So next one is installing a flow switch inside the tank. Each tanks with a tank A and tank B. And the other one is assembling all the required pipes for each sections of the piping system, which was below the tanks. And the last one for assembling is the putting of the submersible pump inside the tanks. Then lastly is the connections. So we connect the pipes through the tanks, which I said earlier, through the below pathway. Another one is connecting the proper wiring diagram, which is based on the diagram with it. Another one, or the last one, is connection of the solenoid valve to the tanks, which is below again.
Hi, I am Maria Jasmine de los Reyes, and today I will be presenting the timer functions. The two-tank water transfer system uses 3 timer relays to control the proper sequence and timing of the whole operation, making the system more stable, efficient, and automated. 2 of these are on-delay timers, which handle the activations of the pumps in both tanks. When the condition is met, like a signal from the flow switches, the timer don't immediately turn on the pumps. Instead, they wait for a short preset time. This delay is important because it allows the system to first make sure that the conditions are stable and not just caused by sudden or temporary changes. Because of this, the pumps are protected from unnecessary switching, electrical surges, and mechanical stress, resulting in a smoother and more controlled startup. The remaining timer is an off-delay timer, which controls how the pump stops. Instead of shutting off right away when the signal is removed, it keeps the pump running for a short period. This is useful because it gives enough time for the water transfer to fully complete, avoiding situations where the process stops too early due to unstable signals. Overall, the combination of on-delay and off-delay timers helps the system operate in a more synchronized and reliable way. It ensures that both the starting and stopping of the pumps are properly timed, improving efficiency, reducing errors, and allowing the system to run smoothly with less need of perform manual control.
Good day, my name is Noel Cueva.
My name is Mark Walter.
Safety precaution. Before doing any wiring and to the board, the group remove all metallic accessories and other conductive materials to minimize electrical hazard. The group inspected, prepared, and energized all tools and equipment to ensure a safe and efficient work process. Check the connection of wires, connectors, and electrical components before use to ensure they were free from damage or defects. Review all the wiring diagram and system layout before starting the installation to avoid connection errors.
Unit. The group made sure that they allowed the right wiring connection to ensure proper wiring installation. Use inappropriate tools such as wire scrapers and long pliers for safe proper wire splicing. To avoid leaking, the group used epoxy seal tank connection to avoid leaking. Overall, the group made sure the correct tools for each task and materials to ensure safety, prevent material damage, and avoid physical injury. The group handled electrical and mechanical components carefully to avoid damage-sensitive parts. Secured wiring connection properly to prevent loose connection, short-circuit, or malfunction. Avoid the direct contact with energized components and ensure safe handling practice during assembly and testing.
After, the group made sure they controlled testing and inspection of the system to confirm safe and correct operation. Turn off the properly and disconnected the power supply after testing and completion of the group also clean and energize the work area after completing the activity. Check the and verify all wiring connections in the system to ensure proper installation and functioning. Properly store and tools, materials, and unused components after use. Inspect then the finish setup of any loose connection, leaks, or potentially safety issues before final operation.
Hi, I am Crystal Anon Castillo.
And I am Josh Arvina Manigugan. Troubleshooting. Pipe leakage issue. During the setup, a minor leakage problem was observed because the holes made for the pipes in both tanks were slightly larger than the actual pipe size. This rated small guns where water could escape to take place. Epoxy sealant was applied along the pipe connection to properly close the gap and stop the leakage. After applying the sealant, the connection were carefully tested and monitored. The result showed that the leakage was eliminated and the system became more reliable and secure during exploration. Tank depth limitation. Another issue to encounter was the shallow depth of the original tank. Because of this, the block reach could not properly detect the minimum and maximum water levels, which affected the automatic operation of the pump. To solve this problem, the tank was replaced with deeper water columns. This modification provided full space for the flow switch to move freely and function correct. As a result, the system was able to detect water levels clearly, allowing the automatic pump operation to work smoothly and effectively.
And for another troubleshooting is the insufficient relay capacity. During testing, we observed that the relay conducts for the system continuously. It produced sparks and caused unstable operation, which indicated that the relay capacity was inefficient for the following load. To solve this problem, the relay was replaced with an off-delay timely relay to provide more stable and reliable operation.
Go.
Another troubleshoot that we encounter is insufficient relay capacity. During testing, we observed that the relay could not support the system continuously, and it produced sparks and caused unstable operation, which indicated that the relay capacity is insufficient for the control load. To solve this problem, the relay was replaced with an off-delay liner relay to provide more stable and reliable operation.
In conclusion, the system demonstrates the importance of proper coordination between magnetic conductor sensors and timer. In that achieving a reliable and well controlled water transfer process, the pumping phase efficiently moves water from tank A to tank B without a conductor drive pump, ensuring efficient transfer while maintaining operational safety. Then when the guitar stage uses precise timer control to bring the system back to its intended equilibrium level. This
In conclusion, the system demonstrates the importance of proper coordination between magnetic conductors, sensor, and timers in achieving a reliable and well-controlled water transfer process. The pumping phase effectively moves water from tank A to tank B through a conductor-driven pump, ensuring efficient transfer while maintaining operational safety. Meanwhile, the return phase uses precise timer control to bring the system back to its intended equilibrium level. This highlights the importance of carefully managing the sequence and timing of each operation so that every part functions at the right moment. Through this coordinated operation, the system is able to prevent overfilling, maintain balance between the two tanks, and deliver consistent and repeatable performance. And I am Chris Rio Altanes. That concludes our presentation. Again, we are the Group B. Thank you for watching.